Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us for the inaugural edition of HCC Lifestyle and Culture. I'm Andrea Bonner, Chair of Consumer Arts and Sciences at Houston Community College. Professor Alex Chapman, who is Program Coordinator for Fashion Design. So Alex is going to tell everyone how you can find us today.
We're live on Houston Community College District Facebook page and YouTube. We're also on Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, and on HCC TV at 8 p.m. Thursday, as well as 8:30 p.m. Fridays and Sundays.
Thank you so much, Alex. So today, guys, we're going to be talking about dressing for success and what that means in our new normal, including for men, when I will be visiting with Professor Chapman, who is going to be talking about the latest trends and styles from current designers. So this is going to be a great conversation today.
But first, I'll be visiting with Andrea about women's fashion post-pandemic. Welcome again to the show, Andrea.
Thanks, Alex.
Dressing professionally post-pandemic will change considerably, but tell us how you see this happening.
Well, obviously, for the past 2 years, we've all been dressed down essentially for our business meetings. I'm sure all of you, just like myself, you've had a nice top on and probably pajama bottoms or sweats or something like that. Again, people have only dressed professionally from the waist up for, probably longer than 2 years, going on past 2 years now, and worn other comfortable clothes from the waist down. But because of all of this and where we've been the last 2 years, we've kind of have a new thought process as far as dressing professionally. I think that's something that everybody kind of wants to know. What do I wear nowadays? What looks good and all of that. So let's talk a little bit more about that.
Well, with that said, what are some wardrobe must-haves for women post-pandemic if they're returning to the office?
Well, and I'll say if returning to the office, and even if you're not returning to the office, I think these are some great staples that women can have in their wardrobe generally. As a lot of women and men did over the pandemic, they saw that, we have a lot of clothes that we don't wear and some clothes that we wear over and over and over. So talking about staples, one thing that we'll start with is for women, a basic button-down white top. I think there's a photo that's going to come up for our viewers. It's a white top with like a little black bow. So it doesn't have to be your basic white top with nothing to it, no frills to it. But again, a white, crisp, button-down white top is a personal favorite of mine. I wear it probably at least once a week, but that's something that will look good professionally, whether you are working virtually or if you go into an office.
Can we consider that white blouse or white top like a blank canvas? Can it be something that the wearer can accessorize?
Absolutely. You can accessorize that. And we're going to talk a little bit more about some other staples, but you can do anything with the white top. You can add a bold necklace or an accessory. You can wear a scarf over it. You can button it up and wear it as, women even wear a tie, a bow tie, like what you're wearing. But you can do a lot with that basic white top. And it's something that, we're talking about investment pieces that you can have from now, 20 years from now. So that, again, that's one of my favorite staples, a white top.
Okay.
Another thing, white top, the flip side is a colorful top. So you may just not want to get up and have that blank canvas every day. You might want a little pop of color. And again, that's something that is going to look good, whether you are virtual, whether you are going on an interview, whether you're in the office, whether it's a fuchsia, something that brightens your, brightens your face up, brightens your day. And it could be, a silk blouse, a rayon blouse. One thing that, I want everybody to consider going forward is comfort. You don't want something where you're going to be, that's not breathable. We're in Houston. So you want some breathable fabric.
So that's the fabrication of these blouses, right, Andrea?
What did you say? I'm sorry, Alex.
That's the fabrication of these blouses.
Absolutely.
Because we're talking about Houston weather, because, we have, let's just say, 2 weeks of cold weather, and then maybe a week of like spring. And then all of a sudden we have like 19 months of summer. So I think fabrication is really important dressing here, not just in Houston, but in Texas in general.
Absolutely. And that kind of takes us into our next staples. Our tops, we've got our white top, we've got our colorful top, but what are you going to wear that with? Not sweats or pajama bottoms anymore. But one thing is a skirt, a nice skirt. And I've talked about that previously, is comfort in that nice skirt. Going forward, we're not going to wear any restrictive clothing. We're going to wear a skirt that's comfortable. I know when we were talking earlier, we're like, well, what about an elastic band? What about an elastic band? That's okay for a skirt, and if you're like me, you've probably picked up a few COVID pounds. So that elastic band is going to come in handy. But some people may feel like that may not be as professional, but if you choose to wear something over it, a cardigan, or maybe you wear a blouse that is tapered at the end where you can wear it on the outside, but a nice skirt. And then also a nice pair of slacks, black slacks, navy slacks, gray slacks, a nice neutral color. But all of those things you can combine with
the white top or the colorful tops.
Colorful top, the colorful top, the white top, any of those things. But these are all wardrobe staples that you can block together to create a lot of different outfits. So one day you may wear the white top with the pants. One day you may wear the colorful top with the pants. One day you may wear the white top with the pants or the skirt. So you can make a lot of different outfits, add accessories. And again, these are things that are good for virtual meetings, your white top, your from here up, and also if you go into the office, have an interview, so on and so forth.
So the wearer has a choice to create their own looks per se.
Absolutely. That's what it's all about, creating your own looks. And again, you have to remember, you don't have to create, you don't have to have all of these pieces.
Right.
I know I don't want us to run out of time on this segment, but a few other key staples: a blazer or cardigan. Again, you can wear it on top, create a suit, or just wear it with. The next thing that I'd like to talk about is jeans. And we're going to kind of skip ahead, is a dark wash jean. We can wear that blazer or cardigan with dark wash jeans. Another great staple, I call it an instant wardrobe, is a dress. You can wear it, to work. You can wear it out, things like that. And also
can I interrupt you when you're talking about the dress? Because I think I've seen you wear that dress that you're wearing now in another way in one of these events a couple of weeks ago. Can you tell us a little bit how you wore this dress, but it wasn't a dress?
We can wear it multiple ways. You can wear it as a dress. You can also wear it as a topper, like a kimono or some type of overlay like that. So
like almost like a coat dress.
Like a coat dress, exactly. And the last thing is a jumpsuit. I know that brings up memories of the 80s, but jumpsuits, again, are like a dress. They're kind of an instant wardrobe, and you can, again, wear it with a blazer. You can wear it with a cardigan. You can put a scarf on it, and you can wear it to work. It looks good from here up for virtual meetings. It also looks good if you want to go somewhere after work, and you can wear your flats. One thing that we didn't talk about, and I'll say real quick before we go to commercial break, is your footwear. A nice pair of flats and a nice pair of pumps that you can wear interchangeably in the office, and also going out. And keeping in mind the pumps and the flats, again, comfort. Women should not be wearing heels. I mean, we used to wear these stiletto heels. 2 to 3 inches is perfect for for a heel height these days.
Well, these are great must-haves, Andrea. But however, what are the non-essentials that women are recognizing and that we can do without post-pandemic?
Well, let's talk about that, Alex, when we come back. I think we're running out of time for this segment. We'll talk about that really quickly before your segment.
Okay.
Okay, great.
Sometimes what you need just shows up. Houston Community College has your back, whether you're knocking out some basics or upping your game for a better job. Enroll today for spring classes and frame your future with HCC.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
Things could be stranger, but I don't know how. I'm going through changes, through all of the strangeness. I'm going through changes now.
These are great must-haves, Andrea. However, what are the non-essential items that women were noticing in their wardrobes that they can do without post-pandemic?
One thing I think I mentioned before we went to commercial break is the high heels. We could do without the high heels, the uncomfortable foot attire, uncomfortable restrictive clothing. We're not into the tight clothes anymore, and anything just completely inexcessive. Okay. And if people are continuing to work remotely, there are some more wardrobe tips that we really should take into account, like obviously, make sure your hair is nicely groomed, have a fresh face, minimal accessories. We talked about some of the other wardrobe essentials like nice blouses, crisp white shirt. Make sure you're groomed, your nails. I'll talk with my hands, so make sure that you've got your nails are done or not done. And also make sure that your background is kind of clean. And if it's not, then make sure that you have a virtual background. So yeah.
Great. So let's talk about menswear.
Sure.
Okay, so let's begin with what I think that are essential items for men if they are going back to work. So in this segment, I chose an image layout by Benjamin Roscoe, and it just highlights the essentials that I feel like most men returning back to work in person would actually wear: a blazer, a button down, as well as, of course, a tie and shoes. But then we have to talk about the essential item that is the dark denim jeans.
Okay, great. So I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
What would you call a season must-have or a seasonless must-have?
Okay, so I think a must-have, let's define it rather quickly, is something that you can throw on and it's effortless. And I think the season must-have to me is the blazer. For men, it could be a very casual and with a little bit of tailoring blazer in a cotton or maybe a cotton blend. And there's two images designed by Andrew Neal and another one by Tyler Nix, how you can actually reinvent this and accessorize this amazing blazer. And you can wear it with things like, button down. So we talked about the essential button down. Well, we're not just talking about the solid button down, Andrea. We're talking about like the one I'm wearing now. It's like, yes, it's a pinstripe, but it's multiple pinstripes in brighter colors. So
do you think every man should have a button down?
Yes, definitely. Now we talk about, some people, and for me personally, you can't see it, but I actually rolled up my long sleeves. So I think these button downs could be long sleeve as well, short sleeves. But let's go also segue to the underpinning. We were used to wearing T-shirts, during pandemic. And
where does the T-shirt fit in? Where does it fit in with this whole new world that we're in?
Well, actually could be jazzed up and styled with that blazer, but we have to talk about the neckline, a crew neck. And so, but then we have a lot of styles coming in with a V-neck. Yeah. And so again, it could be long sleeve or short sleeve, but I think you pointed something out last week about the V-neck.
Yeah. What about the V-neck? If I'm wearing a V-neck and I tend to be a little hairy, what
I think the obvious choice would be stay with the crew neck.
Okay. So in this post-pandemic world, what about casual slaps? What do you think? Again, we're not wearing the sweats on the bottom anymore. What about slaps?
Well, I think the slacks will continue to be like slacks, but there's going to be two different little details that will change. I think the fit where the waist is concerned. We've been used to having or buying trousers that didn't have pleats. Now you see a lot of pleats going on because few of us gained a little pandemic weight. I'm guilty of it. And I feel like a little bit of pleat action and detail can make me feel a little bit better. And another thing is we're going to not have to hem the trousers. I think what makes it a little bit more casual is that we don't have to hem our trousers anymore. How about rolling the trousers up? You know,
like
and then
that,
of course
that'll let you kind of dress it down a little bit. If you, again,
that's true.
We're thinking about the whole day and not having outfits for work and outfits for going out after work and things like that. So that's, you know, have them roll down for work, roll them up to go out, throw on a t-shirt, take your blazer off, and there you have it. So and what about go ahead. I'm sorry.
And change the look by just changing your shoes. You can casual it out with tennis shoes or nice sneakers, but then you can actually throw on a pair of boots if you want to jazz it up for evening or, you know, cocktail attire.
Great. So, you know, I mentioned dark denim. Does dark denim have a place in men's fashion the same as women's? I
think definitely. I think it's the new alternative to the navy look, the navy color. And I think it's very chic. And I think that depending on the fit, it can travel from morning to evening. And I think it's going to be a main staple. I think the color, the dark navy, the indigo will be a main staple in a lot of men's wardrobes.
Well, do you have any overall tips that you could give us about just post-pandemic dressing in general for men, women? You know, we play off. We could talk about this all day. We've had these conversations.
Okay, so I think if I can only speak about one thing, it's about easy maintenance. You know, I've been passing a lot of dry cleaners and they've had out of business or going out of business because we realized that when we were buying clothes at the store, we're looking for something or items that we can actually hand wash or throw in the washer on a gentle cycle and do a light ironing. So I think right now can we do without the dry cleaners? I mean, for all these items, except for the blazer. And I think, yes. So I think easy maintenance and something that we can actually care for easier. And also we can save money from the dry cleaner bill.
Yeah, the dry cleaners are not real happy with this right now, but, you know, given the economy for us, you know, not say, because I used to spend a lot of money on a dry cleaning bill. Any other things that you can think of as far as, I mean, do you think we'll ever go back to that more conservative where we have tons of outfits, tons of clothes, tons of pieces? Do you think we'll ever go back there?
I think for some people, they will go back, but I think for the majority of both men's and women's, I think they can see how much they've saved in the last 2 years without having to buy something new to wear every couple of months. So I think now, I mean, we're talking about folks also working remotely. You know, I do feel like we don't need those extra pair of trousers because then we can use the ones that we wear. Or again, if we're in front of the TV like we are right now, we don't have to wear those trousers and keep on with our boxer shorts and our jogging pants. So I think people are going to be a little bit more discerning on what types of items to buy and what's going to be conducive to their lifestyle and also for their occupation, their job. So I think it's going to depend. I think there's going to be some occupations that will still need to have to wear a certain type of attire. But I think now for the moment, we're in this casual phase in fashion.
That's really good to hear. I don't think that I'll ever go back to, as I mentioned earlier, wearing the high heels, wearing the restrictive clothing, things like that. What do you think we could do with the excess clothing? And I think we've got about 30 seconds before we get ready to go to commercial break. But what about those extra wardrobe pieces that we have? What can we do with those?
First of all, let's make money from it. I said, let's put it consignment. Let's sell it on an online auction site, eBay, Etsy, or we can donate it. Okay, so whichever one you choose, it's a win-win.
That's great. Yeah, I do a lot of exchange with friends and family and consignment and all of those things as well. So I think those are really, really, really great. So thank you, Alex Chapman, professor, fashion design professor and program coordinator for Consumer Arts and Sciences. And it's really great to have you again. We could talk about these things for forever and ever. So it was great to have you for this particular segment and hear what you had to say.
Thank you.
What does moving forward look like? Houston Community College has hundreds of choices, small class sizes, and personalized support to help you do just that. Enroll today for spring classes and frame your future with HCC.
For more than a year, we have kept you informed with more than 500 remote episodes. But now we're back, bigger and better, with more news and more guests. Join us live every weekday at 10 a.m. on Facebook and YouTube, and on HCC TV at noon and 5 p.m. You can watch from anywhere. We go where you go.
It takes less than 1 minute to find out if you may have prediabetes. You can do it here. But I get it, you're busy, and busy people can't have prediabetes. I read that wrong. They can, okay? Just go to the site.
Well, Andrea, we have some new announcements from both of our programs. Let's go straight to our spring show. Okay, well, our spring show is going to be done by the merchandising department. And this is going to be our first show in 3 years. And the title of our show is Euphoric Bloom. And I'm really excited about it because now we can have an actual live show that we usually do for our collections class. And we do have a date for it. It's May 6th at 7 p.m. Doors open at 6:30. It will be live streamed and it's going to be here at Central College in the gym.
We're really excited about this. Like Alex said, we have been, this used to be the culminating event of our year, the seniors showing their collections. We've been very creative this past year with the help of Professor Whitaker in doing some virtual shows and some really innovative things, but there's nothing like a live fashion show. So we're excited to have your class and Professor Hua's class showcase their senior collections. How many collections will we be showing, Alex? Do you know?
We think about 20 collections. Wow. I think we're really, really excited. But this is going to segue to a possibility that we are thinking and planning for this fall. Just remember the collections class for spring 2020 and the collections class for spring 2021 did not have an actual fashion show. So we were thinking that since we offer the fashion promotions class, that why don't we have a combination fashion show for both of those senior classes for 2020 and 2021. And so we'll have 2 shows hopefully this year. So we're very excited about that because we don't want them to not have that opportunity to have a live show, Andrea.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm thrilled about that and glad that the previous classes will get to showcase their collections as well. So and we'll provide more information about the fall show as we get closer to that. So what else is going on? I hear that there's some great things with the archive and all of that.
Yes. Actually, there's 2 things with the archives that I'm just going to try to just take about a minute. So our archive is in its phase 3 of the initiative, and it's really actually paid for a grant from TSLAC, Texas State of Library and Archive Commission. And for this phase of the initiative, we are tasked to digitize 251 more pieces, adding to about 750 after this year. But I want to just talk about the highlights. I think they're going to put images of some of the pieces that we just digitized this past week. Some of them are coming from the alumni, Gilbert Muniz, and then a wonderful donation, a peach suit from Dolce Dolce & Gabbana. And then, of course, we have another couture piece from Givenchy. So we're just highlighting a lot of our designer pieces for phase 3. But however, this initiative is also going to include a virtual museum in Google Art and Culture. So we are going to work on that aspect of this initiative in the summer. And so therefore we'll have a museum type of, a virtual museum type exhibition showcasing pieces from our archives.
Okay, great. That's awesome. I also wanted to highlight something that's great that's happening for the merchandising department. We've got a donation from California Closets. I don't know if any of you all know about California Closets, but I wish that I could have a closet done by them. But they donated a closet space for us that's valued at over $6,000 to the merchandising department. So that's going to allow our merchandising students to work in a real world setting as they would in a store or in a designer showroom or something along those lines. So we are thrilled about that. And that was coordinated through Rebecca Stacy, who teaches our fashion image class. So she was able to secure that donation from through some contacts of hers. I really also want to talk about summer registration, which is open. I'm so glad we're back to somewhat normal. We're getting back to some normalcy, but summer registration is open. Fall is coming soon. And again, it's ongoing. So April 11th, everyone can check out the schedule. April 18th, we've got priority registration for veterans in the Eagle Promise program. April 25th, everyone can register. So get ready. If this is the time, if you're interested in doing something, now's the time.
How many programs are in our division, our COE?
We've got 5 programs. We got fashion design, fashion merchandising, culinary arts, pastry arts, and hospitality. That's 5. See my hand? 5 programs in our area, and those classes are wide open. Okay. So again, we would love for you guys to register. And remember, you can attend in various ways: online anytime, online on a schedule. You can be hybrid. You can come in person. You got a hybrid lab. So there is something to accommodate everyone's schedule. So students, if you're watching, if you have questions, contact your instructors for more information. But we are excited again to be back. So we look forward to seeing you. So we will actually be back next month with more HCC lifestyle and culture news and information that you guys can use. So until then, sign up early for those classes or call for any questions. So thank you guys for joining us today.
We'll see you next time.
Thank you.